right. This is the big news this week. As we know, this was a time of the year. We're at the end of September 3rd. So September 3rd, I was really looking forward to the end of August, beginning of September to see what was going to happen with the CMA and the FTC. I don't know what's going on with that because I thought they had like 30 days to make a decision on if they wanted, if the answers were sufficient that Microsoft had provided, I believe, for their second inquiry into the deal. I thought that was like mid-July, but I guess not. I guess that's like kind of like a soft guideline for how long they have to respond. But I thought the FTC was going to come back with something. But the CMA had until September 1st to make a decision as to whether they wanted to have this deal go forward and push it through, or if they needed more information. As we know, with the CMA, they asked for more information, and literally they had said that a part of it was because they were wanting to see how this was going to affect competition, how this was going to essentially affect Sony, which is absolutely just, if you've been following the gaming industry at all for the last number of years, last number of generations, exclusivity has always been a part of the video game industry, but it's completely transitioning right now. And if you look at some of the stuff Sony has been doing just even recently, it's been super anti-consumer with the raising of the price of the PlayStation 5, all of the exclusive, random little exclusive things that they do, like exclusive quests, even when that they have the marketing rights with Call of Duty, not having content parity. I actually tweeted that out. One of the things that Phil Spencer wrote here, he apparently this was back in he quoted this to The Verge, a statement made to The Verge, okay? This is from Phil Spencer. He says, in January, we provided a signed agreement to Sony to guarantee Call of Duty on PlayStation with feature and content parity. So right there, I mean, they're going like above and beyond, I would say. Well, I guess they're not going above and beyond. They're doing what they have to do to make sure that the deal goes through, but feature and content parity. Think about some of the Call of Duties. I think I could look like Infinite Warfare, Advanced Warfare. There's a bunch of other ones that had like Spec Ops came. I think maybe that was Modern Warfare. Spec Ops mode came a whole year on PlayStation before it came to Xbox. There was a whole zombies thing that came to PlayStation before it came to Xbox, and people were just starting to get access to it like in 2021. So feature and content parity on Call of Duty has not been a thing since Call of Duty has been under the marketing agreements for Sony. So he says they are signing an agreement to have feature and content parity for at least several more years beyond the current Sony contract, an offer that goes well beyond typical gaming industry agreements. Now, for Call of Duty, for the community, for gaming, I mean, that's not a bad thing. Having content parity, having map parity, having feature parity within this game, because it's cross-play, so it means that everybody gets to access the game and play all the new stuff at the same time. But the fact that the CMA is like trying to look into this and think that if Call of Duty's on Xbox, this is going to affect the competition in a way that they may want to try to block this deal because it could be bad for gaming industry, could be bad for competition, could be monopolistic, all that type of stuff, is crazy because it obviously shows they have no idea what's been happening within the gaming industry over the last number of years. And I mean, it makes sense. I mean, there's a lot of people there who probably don't follow the gaming industry closely. They just kind of, they're bureaucrats. I mean, they work in the government. They are looking at the stuff, multiple different things, right? Not just the gaming industry. But their response obviously shows that Sony clearly, when they were asked about this deal going through, said the similar things that they said to the Brazilian authority. Call of Duty is a huge game. They don't know if they'll be able to compete if it's locked to Microsoft. They don't even know if they can ever be able to create a competitor to Call of Duty because it's literally in a genre of its own. All of these types of things that they said to the Brazilian authority, they obviously said to the CMA, and the CMA, because of that, has, I guess, decided that they need to get more information on this deal. And again, at the same time, it's not a big surprise because it is a $68.7 billion deal. So a second inquiry into this or a request for more information isn't a huge surprise. And I don't think in any way this is going to stop the deal. But it's just crazy when you sit back and look at some of the stuff Sony has been doing in generations, has been doing recently. And we're at a point right now that you kind of have to pander right now to Sony to make sure that this deal goes through. It's like they are the good guys within the gaming industry, when that is clearly not the case. Xbox, sure, they're a multi-trillion or they're $2 trillion company or whatever they are worth right now. They're just a huge corporation. They don't care about people. They don't care about us. If we died tomorrow, they wouldn't care. But when it comes to the gaming industry, Xbox themselves as a division has been very, very consumer friendly. And that's why it's like, this is a good thing. This is a good thing for Call of Duty. This is a good thing for all the franchises. We know at the end of the day, the worst thing that can happen, or not the worst, but like the extent to which these games will be locked away from people to play will literally be on an ecosystem in Xbox Game Pass that can be accessed from multiple different devices. Where if it's the other way around, there's a chance that they're locked to literally a single console, which is a very finite amount of players. But Phil Spencer says that, hey, they went above and beyond. They signed an agreement to guarantee Call of Duty on PlayStation with these features and content across all devices for the next several years. Something we already kind of knew. He already talked about this way back in January. I think he tweeted it out or something, that they plan to have PlayStation or Call of Duty on PlayStation. Right? So this stuff isn't really brand new, but it seems like they have to reiterate it as they're getting asked these questions, which again shows that the people at the CMA obviously don't follow or care or like know too much about what's going on within gaming. But we go down here, and this is some of the stuff that Sony said. They say Sony claims it would be difficult for other developers to create a franchise that rivals Activision's Call of Duty, and that it stands out as a gaming category on its own. Something that like I don't agree with. How does it stand out as a gaming category? It's literally an FPS. I would say it's the biggest games, the biggest FPS. It's like when Call of Duty Modern Warfare and Modern Warfare 2 came out back on the 360 and the PS3, honestly, those two games created a culture in video games. They created their own culture. That's how big they got. But in terms of a genre of a gaming category, it's a first-person shooter. And you're just laying down and saying, you know, there's no way any competition will ever be able to compete with Call of Duty. Someday, though, maybe something bigger than Call of Duty could happen. I mean, at some point, it could eventually happen. You never know, but it could happen. There's a chance. It's not like it's a revolutionary game with revolutionary gameplay and something we've never seen before that nobody's ever going to be able to make and compete with. I mean, there's already huge games out there. Like, think about like CSGO on PC, how long that's been going, how strong that's been going for how many years, right? Think about Apex Legends, Battle Royale, and Fortnite. Well, I guess Fortnite is a third person, but Apex Legends, like, huge, right? Halo could have been in this category. I mean, Halo itself was a cultural phenomenon when it came out. We know what's going on with Halo right now, so no, it's not even close. But in terms of like being as big as Call of Duty, but they had a chance and they kind of blew it so far. But yeah. Let's see what I mean. We know what they said. We know what they said to the Brazilian CADE or whatever they're called, and what's going on with the CMA, and then Phil Spencer's response here. And one of the biggest things he says, which is something I don't think this is a surprise, but people took this as like, oh, now we have confirmation. But we intend to make Activision Blizzard's much loved library of games, Overwatch, Diablo, and Call of Duty, available in Game Pass. Of course, they're going to put them into Game Pass. But these games like Overwatch, Call of Duty, they'll be on other platforms. They may be perks within Game Pass, which will be really cool. You look at, for example, Riot, and that's people. I think people have forgotten that it's not out yet. But one of the big perks about Game Pass is going to be all of the Riot games, like Valorant. You're going to get access to all of the heroes, and with these games as well, if they could do stuff like that, just add in extra perks where if you play Overwatch via Xbox Game Pass, you're going to get something that you wouldn't get if you play it on PlayStation. And I think Xbox may take advantage of that in terms of its ecosystem to try to get people over to playing it there. And just the fact that it's in there, they don't have to pay for the game is huge. And then same with Call of Duty. They'll probably do some perks as well. It'll be interesting to see like how fast they start with ramping up the marketing for Call of Duty on Xbox after this deal goes through. Or are they going to be Mr. Nice Guy like they have been? Think about Deathloop right now, which is going to PS Plus. People are waiting for it on Xbox. Are they going to continue to be Mr. Nice Guy And when this deal goes through for Modern Warfare 2, are they just not going to take advantage of the fact that it's an Xbox Game Studios game, or are they just going to let PlayStation continue to market Modern Warfare 2 since we know they do have the marketing rights, or are they going to play ball and be competitive and just cut that marketing deal and instantly start marketing Call of Duty Modern Warfare with the Xboxes, put the logo on the box, throw it out there in commercials and ads everywhere? Who knows? We'll see. I have a feeling they're going to be Mr. Nice Guy. It seems like they're continuing to be Mr. Nice Guy, and sometimes to the detriment of Xbox, some of the things that they do. It continues on here. He talks about like the mobile platform. We know mobile is huge now. Oh, it's always been huge, but we know that these companies, even Sony themselves, with the purchase of Savage Gaming and the opening of their mobile development division, mobile is such a focus, and it's becoming more and more apparent that this deal is more so than anything is important for Xbox for mobile, because they know that like they don't even have to think about pushing hardware into people's hands. It's already in their hands. They literally just got to make sure that they push software that people want to play, and they get access to billions of people, whether that's via the cloud or whether that's natively downloading games on your phone. So mobile's so big, and that's going to be interesting how that evolves, because in my mind, when I think about mobile games, I think about games I just don't want to play. Literally, I don't play any mobile games. I think about like these very, very casual style of games. But you think about Call of Duty Mobile, and you think about more IPs being used on the mobile platform that are looking and playing like something you would see on a console. Maybe not a Series X, but like a console of some sort, maybe like the Xbox One or the Xbox 360. I don't know. But anyways, you get the point, right? Feels more like a non-casual video game. And maybe that's where they're going to try to transform the mobile platform into something more where it's like people who have phones and they detach their controllers, people try to appeal more to the people that went out and bought a Steam Deck. That type of the crowd. We'll see. I think that would be an interesting thing, and I would probably be more interested in the games that they deliver if they do go that route. But yeah, like this entire thing with Activision Blizzard, with the CMA, probably not surprising to most people in terms of the fact that it's such a big deal and that they're looking for more information. And then, hey, they get that information and they pass it through, or maybe they have more questions and they try to stop the deal from going through. I still don't see this deal stopping. I still think this deal is going to pass. It just doesn't make sense that why it wouldn't. Well, the frustrating part right now, I think for a lot of people, is the reasons why they're looking for more information, and it's so apparent that they have the people asking for more information are literally like looking out for a company that does everything they're accusing this deal is going to do. And worse. Like that's the weirdest and craziest part about it to me.